Public Enemy.
Future Public Enemy got a...
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice. And let me remind you also that moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue.
Industrial giant, to get government back within its means and to lighten our punitive tax burden. And these will be our first priorities, and on these principles there will be no compromise. I can hear you! I can hear you! The rest of the world hears you! And the people...
Never, in nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElephantRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, Saints and Patriots? Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, RagingElephantRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. It's been a liberty-driven week of news. Well, I don't know. It's sort of been a week of news filled with tyranny. As the panic continues, I want to welcome you to the program. This is not for entertainment purposes. I want it to be entertaining, but I want it to be chock full of information that's going to make you a more informed member of the Texas electorate. The defense of liberty begins in your own backyard. In this program, it's full of information. I've got to get right to it. First and foremost, what I think has got to be some of the most important news of the day, especially if you're a parent. I'm still trying to figure out, oh, by the way, I am remiss if I do not mention on today's program, when I say this program is chock full, it is. Eugene Ralph, it's going to be here. Angela, the box that rocks, the irrepressible one, and the TMB, the TNT, the hot ticket. Tina Moody Bryan is going to be here as well. So yes, a very busy program. Share the link right now because this is going to be one for the record books, an instant classic, I'm telling you right now. Okay, so let's get to the news right away. Share the link, share the link right away, right now. That's the first thing that you want to do. Make a comment, like, share. Comment, like, share. That's how we beat the Facebook algorithm. If you are a parent, and I guess if you're a student, you're throwing up confetti, you're firing off confetti cannons right about now. Governor Abbott has announced that school, what was that song? School's closed out for summer. School's out forever. And the question, I don't know who makes the song. I don't know who records the song. Some of you guys know exactly. I have no idea. I just remember the song. Governor Abbott has said schools are closed as we expected for the rest of the year. I asked Alice Linehan, our Raging Elephants radio contributor for Big Education, are there any plans at all? What are they going to do? Students were ushered out of government schools. What was it, February, March? Whenever that was. And we knew back then that the possibility of them reopening was very remote. What do? Do you pass the students on? I mean, do you go ahead and graduate them? What do you do? What's the plan? Do you try and reopen during the summertime to try to allow them to catch up? I guess if you're a senior, you just go ahead and get the diploma. If you were a junior in high school, sophomore, you're just going to automatically get passed. And you only got about half of the material for the school year. From News 4 San Antonio, Governor Greg Abbott announced on Friday that students would not return to Texas schools, effectively closing all campuses through the end of the school year. The governor said, quote, "The team of doctors advising us have determined that it would be unsafe to allow students to gather at schools for the foreseeable future. As a result, school classrooms are closed for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year," end of quote. Now, of course, as part of this article and as part of this program, I am going to play the full presser as he announced his plan to try and reopen the Texas economy. But first and foremost, what do we do with our children? What do we do about education? It's a big question mark out there. Do you just get automatically passed? Is there going to be some time period beginning in August or September when we anticipate school reopening to try and make up the materials that were lost? For those of us who homeschool, I suppose that we had a decided advantage, a competitive advantage. But for government schools trying to catch up with us who homeschool, forget it. They'll never catch up. The only order that came from Abbott is that schools are closed down. Schools are closed down for the summer. Schools are closed down forever, I guess. I don't know. But how do these students rebound? How do they make up for the materials that were lost? The testing to see if that, supposedly if they were able to comprehend the material. An absolute total disaster. An absolute total disaster on the education front. Now, this first segment right here is going to be extremely short because I think it is important, of utmost importance, public knowledge, to see the presser of Greg Abbott today announcing his plan to partially reopen the Texas economy. And I do believe it's because of the pressure that is being put on him by the Saints and Patriots, and the fact that, oh my goodness, we're already going to have budgetary shortfalls. The Texas economy runs on a consumption tax, and there is no consuming going on right now. Texas runs on a consumption tax. There's no consumption. Nobody's consuming anything beyond some good Jack Daniels and some good Texas vodka. Do not buy Russian vodka. Do not. We are at war with Russia. You know that. Don't. And of course, Saudi Arabia doesn't make any vodka. So, but no Russian vodka. I don't care how good it is. No Stolies. Don't buy. If it's not Texas vodka, don't buy it at all. Period. If it's not Texas alcohol, don't buy it at all. Period. We're at war with Russia. This $18 a barrel oil, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. But I'm going to take a short segment right here, go to a break, come back. I think it's highly important that you hear the entire presser from Greg Abbott about how he plans to partially reopen the Texas economy. One of the fastest growing Facebook groups I've seen in a while is the one called Open Texas. Protests are happening in Texas. Reopen the economy. Stop this ultimate picking of winners and losers. And if we thought climate change was the ultimate revenge of the nerds, man, the doctors are having themselves a really good power trip about controlling our liberty. The doctors have control. Doctors and scientists, everybody is on a power trip. Everybody wants power. Everybody wants to shape society in their image. So, for the sake of Texans, yes, I will play the whole presser uninterrupted. That's what RER does when we get back. Don't cut the stream. Share the video link now. What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
Hey guys, spring is just around the corner and it's time to check out your air conditioning system. Call Galen Beatty with Beatty AC and Heat, 281-222-9591. And mention this commercial and you can save $15 off your next checkout. Galen Beatty is my AC guy and he needs to be your AC guy too. No one does it better than he does. This family-owned business is the best in Houston. And even if you're out of town, if you need to replace your entire heating and AC system, Galen Beatty is going to be your best bet. He'll check everything from your thermostats to your air handler to make sure that you're getting the most efficient system ever. Nobody does it like Galen Beatty, and the price is always right. So be sure to mention this commercial and save an extra $15 today. That's Galen Beatty with BeattyACandHeat.com. BeeACandHeat.com. 281-222-9591. 281-222-9591. Call him today.
What do you care about Washington, D.C.? D.C. doesn't care about you. You're a Texan. You're a Texan above all else. And there's only one radio station that's going to feed your need for Texas power and independence. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Finally, the Patriots of the Lone Star State have a unified voice to fight back and organize. 24/7, 365. RagingElePhantsRadio.com is going to give you what you need to know about Texas politics, liberty, and independence. Take us wherever you go. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Streaming on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and internet auto.
Information, communication, action. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
On today's program, my fellow ultra-conservative soul brother Eugene Ralph, out of the Metroplex. The irrepressible one, Angela, the box that rocks. And the best way to end a week of broadcast activism, the TNT, the TMB, the hot ticket, Tina, Moody, Brian, all going to be right here on this program. Share the link right now. And don't miss a single program. Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio. Next week, okay, we're going to do the big experiment. When we first started video streaming, we would video stream both on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to try the experiment again next week. Hopefully we have enough bandwidth and enough power within the big monster computer to be able to do it. I prefer YouTube over Facebook. YouTube is easier to monetize. And we certainly need the cash. So, be on the lookout for that. Become a top fan, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the RER Video YouTube channel. The RER Video YouTube channel, do a search for that. Speaking of video, let's go right now to the presser. I'm going to do this uninterrupted. I think it's that important. I've been railing on the governor, I've been railing on the president about reopening the Texas economy. I even gave everybody a one-step. Just one. I'll just text one step. One step to reopen the Texas economy. Of course, Greg Abbott has to make it a little bit more complicated than that. If you haven't seen the presser, here it is. And I won't interrupt it except right in the middle. We'll do a stop set right in the middle. Then we'll go to the Q&A. But over the weekend, I will chop it up because he says some things in here that, man, is like, dude, what were you thinking? So go to the press conference. But I gotta say, don't lose your dinner because Dennis Bonnen is sitting there. That's the worst thing about this. I'm so sorry. Dennis Bonnen is sitting back there, Texas Speaker of the House. I'm so sorry that's a part of it. It's not my fault. How that guy found the camera, I have no idea, but he found it. And screen left is Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor. But I'm so sorry that for the whole thing, you got to see Dennis Bonnen's sorry regurgitation-inducing face for the entire video. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize.
During the past few months, the coronavirus pandemic has gripped the entire globe. It's killed thousands of innocent people and decimated world economies and family pocketbooks alike. For the first time in American history, a federal disaster has been declared for all 50 states. Almost 700,000 Americans have been infected with COVID-19. More than 35,000 of them have tragically lost their lives. Economic damage has hit even more Americans than the coronavirus itself. More than 22 million Americans have filed for unemployment. More than 1 million Texans have filed unemployment claims. Businesses have shuttered. Paychecks have disappeared. Food bank lines are swelling across Texas as more families seek food that they desperately need. Well, in typical Texas fashion, you have come together to support one another. You have made personal sacrifices to ensure that our state slows the spread of COVID-19. You helped to reduce the number of Texans who needed hospital care. You truly help to save lives. Now, Texas needs you to continue those efforts. But I want you to know that we are especially grateful for the doctors, the nurses, the first responders, and all medical personnel who have been battling on the front line against this invisible enemy. We're also thankful to the unsung heroes serving as childcare staff, grocery clerks, food and service providers, and the folks who clean our hospitals. And we're grateful for President Trump, Vice President Pence, and the entire Trump administration for being available to me and my fellow governors 24/7 throughout this entire pandemic. I also want to recognize the members of the Texas House and Texas Senate for their ongoing leadership in their districts. And I want to recognize all of our local leaders for their continued partnership as we collectively respond to the coronavirus in Texas. Because of the efforts by everyone to slow the spread, we're now beginning to see glimmers that the worst of COVID-19 may soon be behind us. The number of infections and hospitalizations is beginning to level off. We have a steady supply of PPE like face masks. We have plenty of hospital rooms and ventilators to treat our fellow Texans. And the deaths, while far too high, will not come close to the early dire predictions. And I'll add this. Texas has the second most recoveries from COVID-19 of all states in America. We have demonstrated that we can corral the coronavirus. We continue increasing our testing capabilities to help us identify and care for Texans who have COVID-19. New strategies are being used by private businesses and the public sector to contain the coronavirus. Things like checking temperature, distancing practices, and better sanitation standards. We've shown that we can both continue our efforts to contain the coronavirus while also adopting safe standards that will allow us to begin the process of reopening business in Texas. So today I'm issuing an executive order that outlines how we go about opening the Texas economy, helping you return to work using the safest standards to contain the coronavirus. Now, in opening Texas, we must be guided by data and by doctors. We must put health and safety first. We must prioritize protecting our most vulnerable populations. We will be getting input from medical professionals as well as business and community leaders to determine the safe and sure way to reopen business in Texas without spurring the spread of the coronavirus. To guide this effort, I have formed a statewide strike force to open Texas. The team includes Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Speaker of the House Dennis Bonnen, Attorney General Kim Paxton, and Comptroller Glenn Hager. They are joined by a team of nationally recognized medical advisors who will inform us about the best healthcare standards to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Those advisors include the Commissioner for State Health Services, Dr. John Hellerstedt. They also include Dr. Mark McClellan. He served both as FDA Commissioner and Medicaid and Medicare Administrator for the United States of America. It also includes an infectious disease specialist and Director of Testing and Tracing of COVID-19 at the University of Texas Dell Medical School, Dr. Parker Hudson. And they include Dr. John Zerwas, the Executive Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs at the University of Texas System. They will work together to develop a medical architecture to comprehensively test and trace COVID-19 that will enable Texas to gradually and safely begin the process of returning to work and returning to other activities while we wait for the immunizations that will end the threat of COVID-19. Our medical team will work with an advisory committee of successful business and community leaders who will share information and innovative ideas to help businesses strategically reopen while also containing the spread of the coronavirus. They include entrepreneurs like Kendra Scott and Matthew McKinley, world-renowned tech leaders like Michael Dell and Robert Smith, economic development leaders like Ross Perot and Bob Roman, small business leaders like Arcelia Acosta and Massey Del Rio, economic experts like Richard Fisher, the former president and CEO of the Federal Reserve in Dallas, dining and entertainment trailblazers like Tillman Fertitta and Dallas, Miller, Bill Miller's Restaurants in San Antonio, Texas. Nonprofit organizations, leaders like Nancy Kendall and Kirk Watson, the founding dean of the University of Houston Hobby School of Public Affairs. This team will collaborate with working groups to open up Texas while keeping our communities safe. They will be led by a chairman who has successfully run businesses and knows his way around the Capitol, James Huffines. He will preside over a full-time staff spearheaded by Mike Toomey, a proven chief operating officer who knows how to quickly deliver results. I want you to know that I've already begun working with this team about next steps for Texas. James Huffines and the full-time staff have been working around the clock, and the team of advisors has already finished their first meeting, and they have begun the process of making recommendations. As a result of our combined efforts, I am issuing executive orders today that will begin the process of opening Texas. Now understand this. Opening Texas must occur in stages. Obviously, not all businesses can open all at once on May the 1st. Some businesses, if fully open without better distancing standards, would be more likely to set us back rather than to propel us forward. A more strategic approach is required to ensure that we don't reopen only to have to shut down once again. First, will be openings announced today that include activities that should pose minimal or no threat to expanding COVID-19. Second, additional openings will be announced on April the 27th after further input from the advisors and the medical staff. Third, even more openings will be announced in May when it is determined that the infection rate continues to decline, that hospital capacity remains available, and when testing capacities are sufficient to detect and contain outbreaks of COVID-19. The first executive order today establishes the governor's strike force to open Texas. It sets out the organization and the duties of the strike force. They will gather information and make recommendations about ways that businesses can reopen, as well as the safe practices those businesses should use. My next executive order focuses on doctors, nurses, hospitals, and medical staff. Many doctors and nurses have been sidelined because of the need to postpone non-essential medical procedures. That was done to free up hospital capacity and the PPE needed to treat COVID-19 patients. Well, today, Texas has plenty of hospital capacity. We have a solid supply chain of PPE, and many of our doctors and nurses have patients who desperately need medical treatment. It is time to allow those doctors and nurses to return to work. However, it must be done in ways to ensure that we will be able to treat COVID-19 patients. Adequate supplies of hospital beds and PPE must be maintained to ensure that all COVID-19 needs are met. So, effective April the 22nd, which obviously is next week, current restrictions on surgery will be loosened. This will allow doctors to diagnose and treat more medical conditions without needing to get an exception. Just one example of this would be a diagnostic test for suspected cancer. Now, while loosening restrictions for doctors, we are enhancing standards to protect our vulnerable seniors who live in nursing homes and assisted living centers. To protect against COVID-19 getting into those living centers, we are requiring infection control policies and we are minimizing the movement of staff between those facilities. Next is my executive order about the retail sector in Texas. Retailers are such an important part of our economy. They provide you with products that you need and want, and they create so many jobs. During our battle with COVID-19 over the past month and a half, we've seen some retailers sell products without customers going into stores, and hence reducing exposure to the coronavirus. You simply order the product and you pick it up or have it delivered to you. Because we've seen that this model works, while also containing COVID-19, we believe all stores in Texas should be able to operate retail to go beginning next Friday, 1 week from today. This temporary plan allows you to be able to access more retailers while also minimizing contact with others. It also sets standards on retailers that ensure safe practices intended to reduce exposure to COVID-19. To learn what those standards are, go to dshs.texas.gov/coronavirus. Next, your physical and mental health are important, especially at times like these. Going to parks is an effective way to address those needs. So, state parks will be reopened beginning this coming Monday. Now, in order to reduce possible transmission of COVID-19 in state parks, visitors must wear face coverings or masks. Also, visitors must maintain a distance of at least 6 feet from people who are not members of the same household. And for now, visitors cannot gather in groups larger than 5. Today's executive order also addresses schools. The team of doctors advising us have determined that it would be unsafe to allow students to gather in schools for the foreseeable future. As a result, school classrooms are closed for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year. That includes all public, private, and higher education institutions. Now, teachers will be allowed in the classroom for video instruction if they choose, or to perform administrative duties, or to clean out their classrooms. For public education, TEA Commissioner Mike Morath will soon provide more details about how to proceed, and he will explore how to conduct graduation ceremonies. For higher education, Commissioner Harrison Keller will provide similar advice to colleges and universities about how to conclude programs this semester and how to operate semesters this coming summer. Next steps. On Monday, April the 27th, we will announce additional ways to open Texas. In these next 10 days, we will prepare a phased-in strategy to open Texas in a safe way. It will require comprehensive testing and assurances of hospital readiness for COVID-19 patients. It will focus on containing the risk of resurgence of COVID-19 and protecting our most vulnerable Texans. On April the 27th, revised plans will be announced. The new plans will be based on how well contained COVID-19 is in the state of Texas. The plans will consider standards to protect our vulnerable residents while allowing others to increase their interactions. They will outline which practices are safe for employers to use. They will consider the possibility of opening more venues like restaurants, movie theaters, and other gathering places that can provide safe distancing practices. They will also consider expanding elective surgeries. We will consider, in fact, all strategies that may open up Texas while also keeping us protected from the expansion of COVID-19. Let me close with this. Texans are battling a colossal challenge, an invisible enemy that has tested our lives and tested our livelihoods. Part of the Texas brand, however, is our ability to overcome challenges. We've overcome far more challenges than we can possibly count. Together, we can bend the curve. Together, we can overcome this pandemic. We can get folks back to work. We can adopt safe strategies that prevent the spread of COVID-19. And step by step, we will open Texas. Next, I'll turn it over to James Huffines.
Well, thank you, Governor. These are indeed unprecedented times, but as Texans have proved time and time again, we are a resilient state. And with your leadership, I know we will make it through this together. I am honored to join you and all of the outstanding members of this task force to serve the people of Texas and to help lead our state through this challenge. As the governor said, this team exists to inform him on the best strategies to revitalize the Texas economy and get Texas back to work while protecting, and I'll repeat, while protecting the health and safety of all Texans. And we have already begun working around the clock to accomplish this mission. It's clear that all Texans are hurting economically and are ready to get back to work so that they can begin to earn a paycheck again. But I want to reiterate what the governor said. His main point is that slowing the spread of this virus and keeping Texans safe remains our top priority. Every recommendation, every action by the governor will be informed and based on hard data and the expertise of our chief medical advisors. Everything we do will be medically sound. These nationally recognized advisors are leading experts in their fields, and we will rely on their knowledge and expertise every step of the way. Joining them will be leaders from all sectors of the economy, as well as the public sector leaders. They are experts in their fields, ranging from infrastructure to energy to education and economic development. They are already working on innovative solutions to keep Texas businesses reopen while containing the virus. We have a great challenge ahead of us, but the governor has assembled a team that is up to this task. This is not something that can be achieved overnight. It will be a gradual process to reopen Texas, while at the same time keeping all Texans safe. But I assure you, this team will work night and day to restore Texans' livelihoods and to keep the Texas economy the greatest in the nation. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, James. And now, Dr. Hellerstedt.
Thank you, Governor Abbott. This is an incredible plan to move forward, looking at the data from the public health and the medical side, as well as looking at the advice of folks who have great experience in business and economics. We can do it. I think we see around us the evidence that we have slowed the progression of COVID-19. We may not be quite over the hump, but we should take great satisfaction and be very encouraged by the progress that we've made so far. COVID-19 did not explode. COVID-19 did not meet the worst predictions that were out there, and it's because of the actions of Texans. So we have the will and the ability to take the steps that are necessary to contain COVID-19. And as we go forward and open Texas, we will require that same discipline in order to be successful while being safe at the same time. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Now, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Thank you, Governor. The great orator once said, it's not the beginning of the end, but the end of the beginning. We may not quite be at the end of the beginning yet, but we are sure making progress because of 29 million Texans who have joined. That's really the task force, the strike force, Governor, is the 29 million Texans all together in this. And so I welcome Mr. Huffines to the team, and we're going to continue to work hard. I want to thank our senators, and I know the Speaker will thank his House members. Every day we're on the ground working with our businesses to help reopen and answer those questions, and we're going to be bringing a lot of recommendations to you and look forward to working with you on that. I just want to tell Texans that we have this great opportunity to lead the country, and in essence lead the world with the 10th largest economy, to really open up our economy. But as we go through these phases, as the Governor and Dr. Hellestead said, it's really important we not let our guard down. We still have to focus on the social distancing issues. We have to respect each other as we have, and we have to be safe first. But I feel like today, Governor, it is not the end of the beginning, but we are beginning to move to that point, and it will depend on all of us working together. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've already done so far. That's great, Texas.
Thank you. Speaker Dennis Bonner.
Thank you, Governor. And I want to begin by thanking the Governor and all of the state employees and the healthcare workers and the doctors who have worked day and night. We are at a positive place because of their selfless efforts. And as the Lieutenant Governor said, our senators are working hard, our House members are working incredibly hard, and we're working hard where we are best, and that is in our districts and in our communities, where we are closest to the people we represent. And we're hitting a phase where it is even more important that we show caring and love and compassion for each other than we even already have. As we see pieces of our economy open back up, those of us who wish we were able to maybe be back open in our own businesses have to show the restraint and the respect to those businesses who are able to start operating so that we can continue to beat the virus. And the more successful we are in defeating the curve and beating the virus, the more rapidly businesses will be back to normal operations. But we must do it with respect for each other, and we must consider each other's desires for an open Texas economy. And the more we do that with regard to the guidelines, the more success we will have on a more rapid timeline. Thank you, Governor, for your continuous leadership. He has not taken a breath and has worked day and night for Texans. And he and this great team, Mr. Huffines, and those of you who will be leading, we look forward to working and supporting all of you in getting Texas back to being the great Texas that it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be happy to take a few questions.
Governor, you mentioned testing. Obviously, that remains a concern for a lot of people who look at that number and see how small of a fraction of the overall population it is. Can you tell us what specific strategies and specific benchmarks you may have going forward as you reopen the Texas economy, specifically when it comes to testing?
Sure. So a core component of the ability for Texas to open up our businesses and open up more of our socializing is going to be tied to the increased testing that we will be conducting. I was on a telephone conference with the President, the Vice President, and Dr. Birx yesterday where we were talking about these strategies. So through that phone conference, through multiple conversations that I've had with the Vice President, through information that I have from our supply chain team, we know the visibility that we have for a dramatic increase in the amount of testing we will be able to do. Not just testing those who may show symptoms of the coronavirus, but also being able to test entire communities so we have better information about what a community setting looks like, about what the infection rate may be. Also, testing strategies where we can identify those who test positive and make sure that they're taken care of in ways that they don't spread that virus to others. We know that until there's an immunization or therapeutic drugs that will be able to treat the coronavirus, this can still spread. As a result, people will have to maintain distancing strategies. We will also need to deploy this testing regime across the entire state of Texas to make sure that we continue to contain the coronavirus.
Is there a specific number of testing, expanded testing capacity that people can look forward to, whether it's on a daily or weekly basis?
Well, in the short term, you can continue daily increases with the information that we have about a massive amount of testing capability coming to Texas by late April or early May. It'll be going up quite a bit.
Until a firm number can be given, should any businesses be able to open up? And what would that look like in terms of just when we'll know the actual numbers, how quickly?
Well, just decisions like what you ask about the ability for businesses to open up will be driven by two things. One is what our medical team advises, and two is what the data shows. If the data continues to show a flatlining and then a decline of the number of people testing positive in the state of Texas, that is a signal that we can begin the process of opening up some businesses that adhere to the strictest strategies that will reduce the spread of the coronavirus. That would mean limiting the number of people within a certain business. It will mean following sanitation and safe standards. It could be wearing masks, it could be hand sanitizing, it could be making sure that you're maintaining distance from other employees as well as from customers. Hence, because we've been going for more than a month now with strategies showing that businesses have been able to provide food and other supplies and products by delivery to cars, by delivery to homes in ways that contain the spread of the coronavirus, we can at this time safely conclude that such businesses can be expanded throughout the entire retail sector as long as the retail sector is adhering to the same safe practices that we see stores like H-E-B, Home Depot, and others utilizing, with this exception. With the expansion now of retail to go, it will not allow people to go into these retail stores. It will simply allow them to be able to pick up items at a drive-through situation or delivery to their home. With the announcements coming on April the 27th, one thing that our team will be working on collaboratively but expeditiously is to evaluate what other types of businesses can reopen and what are the best standards and practices for those businesses to follow.
As you know, there's a number of legal battles playing out over some of the executive orders you've issued. One of them relates to the ban on most abortions due to the order you put outlawing non-essential surgeries. The new action that you're taking today on surgeries, does that affect the effective ban on most abortions?
Ultimately, obviously, that will be a decision for courts to make. Let me tell you about today's decision. Today's decision, like all decisions, are based upon data and what doctors recommend. The data that was behind the original order was data forecasting that Texas would have strained hospital capacity, strained PPE capacity, and hence there was a need articulated by doctors that we shut down all procedures except for those that were allowed to make sure that we maintain the hospital beds we needed and maintain the PPE we needed. It turned out in hindsight that we have a great number of hospital beds that are vacant that appear that will not be needed to treat COVID-19 patients. Because of the hospital bed vacancy and because of new supply chain for PPE, we feel that we can begin allowing some more procedures. In my conversations with the doctors before this decision was made, they were very cautious, primarily because of the limited PPE still for current hospital workers. Hence, it has opened up a little bit for more surgical procedures and for diagnostic tests, especially for those who may have serious illness, in ways that we do not think will compromise PPE supply, and in ways that will ensure that there still will remain an adequate number of hospital beds for anybody who may test positive for COVID-19.
So should those additional surgeries that you're opening up today, are you allowing them to include abortion?
That is not part of this order. The way that the order is written is in terms of what doctors write about the type of treatment that is provided.
There's maybe always a chance that businesses may push the envelope. What advice do you have for employees who may be concerned about going back to work in any form or fashion of whether it's even to go or kind of as the economy starts reopening?
I'll cast that advice for both employees and employers. And that is, it's understandable that employees may be concerned about going back to work. They may be concerned about contracting COVID-19. Employees should not be coerced into returning to work. We need to make sure that our employees feel safe and that employers that are beginning, let's say, retail to go, are employing the very best strategies to make sure that they reduce any possible transmission of COVID-19. So those employers have a responsibility that are set out in that website address that I've identified for you to make sure they are practicing safe practices to reduce the transmission of COVID-19.
Your previous statewide order telling Texans to stay home except for essential activities, that's, as you know, effective through April 30th. Can you just elaborate on how today's announcements impact that and whether you're going to be making a decision soon or today whether to extend that previous order?
So the order to stay at home expires on April the 30th. What I announced today were additional exceptions from that stay-at-home policy. I also articulated that in 10 days on the 27th of April, we will be issuing additional executive orders. And one of the things that we will consider is the elimination of the stay-at-home policy. The guidelines that were presented to governors yesterday by the president talked about in this next phase, if the data lines up, is a possibility of going back to the standard that we had in Texas before the stay-at-home standard, which was encouraging people to stay at home, but allowing people to gather in groups of 10 or less. We would be able to move to that standard if the data shows that we are beginning to continue to reduce the number of people testing positive for COVID-19, showing that we are effective in containing the spread of COVID-19.
What about a possible resurgence? We've heard from economists even just the concerns about reopening and kind of a yo-yo effect on the economy if you're opening only to see more cases and kind of being right back where we were to begin with and then having to close down again and reopen. Do you think that that's the smartest move?
Well, what the president's advisors have said, what all the medical community says, is that when you begin to reopen an economy with a disease that has no immunization for it, there is the possibility of an increase in spread. So we know in advance that all of the economies, not just across America, but across the entire world, as they begin to open up, there is the possibility of a resurgence of COVID-19. That's one of the reasons why we will utilize enhanced testing strategies, enhanced containment strategies to make sure that when it does arise, we will be able to contain it. What we have shown and what we believe we will be able to continue to show is that we are able to increase economic activity, increase the ability of people to go about with a more normalization of their lives, while at the same time containing the spread, and when it does arise, be able to provide targeted solutions. Now, there were some other strategies that were mentioned by the president's team, and that is consideration if a spread does arise in a very meaningful way, there may need to be pockets of the economy shut down. Let me give you an example. If a spread arises, it more likely would arise in a particular community, not statewide. There may be a need to have a stricter standard for that one community as opposed to statewide. But we can be flexible in these strategies, and businesses need to understand that we can open so long as these businesses and all Texans make sure they are practicing the safest standards that will prevent the spread of COVID-19. If we do that, we will be able to continue to open up our economy.
Just going back to testing quickly, just to drill down on this, can you explain where this expanded testing capacity is coming from, and specifically what kind of testing is going to be part of that expanded testing?
Sure. The new testing comes from the private sector. The names of all these entities probably are more easily summoned by Dr. Hellerstedt. If you want to talk about some of these new testing strategies, then I will elaborate further.
Thank you, Governor. There are, again, basically two streams, if you will, for testing. One is in public health and one is through the private sector. We're actually increasing our capacity in the public health, we believe, significantly by adding new platforms, if you will, new ways of doing the PCR assay that is, if you will, the gold standard for testing. So we're adding that. The other thing that we're adding, we're starting to see a more reliable supply of what are called swab collection kits. So in other words, that's how you actually obtain the specimen from the patient to do the testing. And those have been in very short supply, but we're seeing very encouraging signs that more and more of those testing kits will be on the way. And more testing kits is actually going to enable us to, if you will, maximize the use of the laboratory-based testing that we already have. And then there are new technologies that are coming along every day that add to that capacity.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to get at how much of that share is going to be like, for example, these new rapid tests, instead of where you can get a quick answer instead of having to send a swab off to a lab.
Well, it's twofold. One is, as Dr. Hellerstedt was making clear, and that is there are new collection strategies that will be used, but also there are new testing capacities that will be used. You've heard about Roche, for example, and there's many other private sector providers like that are providing these new massive testing capabilities once the collection is done that will lead to greater results. And these are part of the strategies that Dr. Burks and the President's team has been talking to us about that are coming online as we speak.
I just had one last question about unemployment benefits and the state basically running out of money to be able to pay unemployment benefits. How will that be remedied, and just kind of what does that mean for the economy as we're talking right now?
So the question concerns unemployment benefits, and understand this, and that is the Texas Workforce Commission has been now working 7 days a week to make sure that they're going to be able to process all unemployment benefit claims. My recollection is there's been well over 1 million Texans who have been able to be successfully processed for unemployment benefits, and something like $500 million has been paid out. One thing that Congress passed that is so helpful is a massive amount of money that provides more unemployment benefits for a longer period of time. So there should be plenty of money for those who are unemployed. Then on top of that, we know that Congress is considering additional programs that could be coming out as soon as May that will provide even more funding to states as needs arise.
Will there be any need for tax hikes for businesses?
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Could you?
Sorry. Any need for tax hikes for businesses?
Any new tax breaks for businesses?
Tax hikes for businesses?
Tax hikes?
For unemployment benefits to help?
But you're asking about tax hikes?
Yeah, for paying for.
Yeah, well I can't understand the question. However, there won't be any tax hikes in Texas. Again, let's go back. One thing Congress and the President were adamant about achieving is making sure that they are providing an extraordinary, unprecedented amount of unemployment benefits for all workers across the country. So that, for one, they will continue the flow of unemployment benefits. But remember this, part of their goal, part of the President's goal, and our goal is the best strategy to reduce unemployment benefits is to increase jobs. And part of establishing Retail to Go, part of what we will announce on April the 27th, part of what we will announce during the course of the month of May will be increasing jobs. It will be getting people off of the unemployment rolls. It will be giving people what they want, and that is the ability to return to work.
Well, I guess I should start off by saying I apologize that, well, the governor of Texas is so boring. But the fact of the matter is, we needed to hear every syllable that he had to say, uninterrupted. Yeah, I'm behind schedule, so let's go into break and let's bring in Eugene, let's bring in Angela, let's bring in Tina. But the governor of Texas, speaking about the COVID-19 panic, how it's going to continue to impact our lives, I thought it was critical as a Texas-centric digital media organization to play the whole thing uninterrupted, sort of as a, PSA, public service announcement. It's an audience killer, but you got to do what you got to do to maintain your integrity and to, build your brand. Don't cut the stream. Better stuff is coming up.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
Hey guys, spring is just around the corner and it's time to check out your air conditioning system. Call Galen Beatty with Beatty AC and Heat, 281-222-9591. And mention this commercial and you can save $15 off your next checkout. Galen Beatty is my AC guy and he needs to be your AC guy too. No one does it better than he does. This family-owned business is the best in Houston. And even if you're out of town, if you need to replace your entire heating and AC system, Galen Beatty is going to be your best bet. He'll check everything from your thermostats to your air handler to make sure that you're getting the most efficient system ever. Nobody does it like Galen Beatty, and the price is always right. So be sure to mention this commercial and save an extra $15 today. That's Galen Beatty with BeattyACandHeat.com. BeeACandHeat.com. 281-222-9591. 281-222-9591. Call him today.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Pastor Stephen Broden is a featured Bible teacher.
What runs interference with God's instructive word are Satan, the world, and the flesh. Out of these three comes doubt, fear, and unbelief. Doubt and fear leads to unbelief. Unbelief, more than any other sin, is targeted towards the very character and integrity of God Himself. It challenges God's promises, His stated purposes, and casts dispersion on His plan for you and all who believe. This is what Satan did in the Garden of God with Adam and Eve. Satan led them to believe God was holding back on them and was untruthful about the consequences if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Enjoy Pastor Stephen Broden, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Automobile aficionado Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discount. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001. 713-467-2001. AmericasRepair.com. Or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. What do you care about Washington, D.C.? D.C. doesn't care about you. You're a Texan. You're a Texan above all else. And there's only one radio station that's going to feed your need for Texas power and independence. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Finally, the Patriots of the Lone Star State have a unified voice to fight back and organize. 24/7, 365. RagingElePhantsRadio.com is going to give you what you need to know about Texas politics, liberty, and independence. Take us wherever you go. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Streaming on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and internet auto.
Information, communication, action. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
What do you say? Here we go. Here we go with the show. Finally, I mean, I have to continuously, profusely apologize for playing the entire Abbott presser, but I mean, if you're a legitimate news organization or whatever, I mean, some of you guys didn't see it, you need to see it for yourself. Maybe I'll take the time over the weekend to chop some of it up. Some of the things he said in there were absolutely, totally ridiculous. I don't know how they're going to work. And of course, he announced that school's out for summer. School's out forever. I think somebody put in the Facebook thread that was Alice Cooper. I had no idea. I had no idea who made it. I bet you Angela the Box That Rocks had an idea of who recorded that song. Right, Angela?
Yeah. Every Cooper, except you, evidently.
Except me. I had no idea. I remember the song, but it's not like I'm a big Alice Cooper fan. I don't have a single Alice Cooper album out of my 800. So there you have it.
They have that great song called oh God, it's like a ballad. It's actually pretty good. It's very 70s. It's not bad. So, and evidently Alice Cooper is a closet conservative. So, chalk one up for us. Yes.
Well, we need all the help we can get. That's for sure.
That's right.
It's good to hear your voice, Angela. You know, the things that
I've been alive.
Yeah, you know, still alive, right? You're not dead yet.
Yeah. Not dead yet. Haven't dropped dead yet.
The Texas economy is dead. The Texas economy is dead, but we're still alive. There's three things that I've been really harping on, Angela, because I think Texas, unlike any of the other states, is being hammered three different ways. Okay. Of course, everybody is dealing with the panic. That's number one. But number two, I've been arguing that we are actually under attack. Even Senator Ted Cruz said it's economic warfare, what the Russians and Saudi Arabians are doing to the price of oil, literally attacking Texas oil producers. It dipped to $18 a barrel today. We can't sustain that. So that's issue number two. And number three, earlier this week, I revealed the border invasion numbers. That's still going on. With all this whole COVID-19 panic thing, people are forgetting that there's other issues that are impacting the quality of life in Texas, and their eye is totally off the ball. I see these three things as a total threat that could really change the future or the immediate future of Texans. The panic, the attack by Russia and Saudi Arabia on Texas, and the border invasion continues. 35,000 crossed illegally again in the month of March. What are your thoughts, Angela?
Well, my thoughts are very simple. I think that the number one thing everyone has wanted to do since Trump has been president is to destroy him. Everyone, the deep state, the Democrats, the media. So this is simply the next act. What I feel like has been done, Trump had to listen to the so-called experts, these ridiculously, wildly incorrect models, which I think that once everything is said and done, we're going to find that this Wuhan virus, the death rate, is either close to the flu or less than the flu. And we had 800,000 people hospitalized in 2017, 2018, particularly a bad year. And the hospitals handled it just fine. I think this was a calculated attack on Trump and the American economy in order to cripple him, in order to take away his basic support, in order to have him lose the election. And of course, Texas is greatly impacted. And, I wish that I didn't get a chance to hear Abbott's press conference. But what I hope he said is that Texas is going to lead the way out of this. And that needs to happen tomorrow, because the level of death, the level of hospitalization does not justify one more day of restaurants, bars, churches, schools, gyms, hair salons, nail salons, retail places, Ulta, Nordstrom Rack. All my jams. Not one more day of any of this being closed. So, and when we look at who's impacted, people 65 plus, more like 75 plus, and people with pre-existing conditions, aka obesity, is the number one pre-existing condition. So I've had it up to here with being held hostage by a disease that at the end of the day, I think is going to be a much lower death rate than the flu. I said it and I mean it.
Well, I call it a panic from the very beginning. And the thing that I've been warning about is when government takes turf, it's very hard for the Saints and Patriots to regain it. And I just played painfully the entire presser of Greg Abbott just before you came on. I said, you know what? I'm going to play the whole thing uninterrupted, as boring as it is, as an audience killer as it is. If I'm going to be a source of information to Texas Patriots, to the electorate, I got to play the whole boring thing. And he said some stupid stuff in there. This whole, what did he say? Pick up retail or delivery and
I don't know. What is that? That's so stupid. It's like, why can we go to grocery stores but not Nordstrom Rack? Why can we go to Target but not Ulta? I'm using points of reference that are important to me.
Exactly.
Whatever your store is.
DSW. You can't go
to DSW, but you can go to the freaking grocery store in Walmart. It doesn't make any sense. So the blue states. Well, you can buy a lotto ticket and some malt liquor and have an abortion, but you can't go buy a gun. It is just astounding. And I think that these, deep state, blue state Democrats, not so much the red staters, thank God, but man, they have got a taste of this power and they like it. And their inner tyrants are coming out. And I wrote an article about it this week on angelasoapbox.com. And, I just feel like they have taken to tyranny real quick. And we need, those of us who are liberty-minded, freedom-minded, need to shake our fellow citizens who are cowering in fear, cloistered in their homes in hazmat suits, and say, snap out of it. This is insane. Snap out of it. We are becoming a society that values fear and, quote, safety over freedom and liberty. And it's time to take a stand and say, no, ma'am, no.
Well, there are citizens around the nation and around the state that are finally rallying and saying enough is enough. Reopen the economy. Stop this is the ultimate in picking winners and losers. It really is. I had a Stanford professor on yesterday, played the video where most small businesses do not have cash reserves beyond 2 weeks. And of the SBA money is already gone. People that applied for the relief loan on day one still haven't received any money, and they're already out of money. And you're spending money like the late John McCain says, like a drunken sailor. And a $2 trillion here, another $2 trillion there. I mean, they're talking about $12 trillion in total attempts to bail out. There's going to be a bill to pay, and it's not going to be pretty at all.
It's not going to be cute. Or we can open up the world again and allow people to develop immunity like they do with every freaking other thing, which I guarantee you there are so many of us who've had it. I had a friend who had it. I hung around her. Not a damn thing happened to me. My niece and 10 of her little friends got super sick in January. All of them had negative flu tests. They were out for like 10 days. They were miserable. One of them had to take a breathing treatment. Guarantee you that's what it was. So can we stop pretending for a minute that it just magically arrived here the day that Nancy Pelosi happened to walk the impeachment articles over? You know, I'll tell you, that's a curious coincidence. January 14th was the day the WHO said, oh, there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. There's no human-to-human contact. January 15th, so that was basically the go-ahead for Nancy to go ahead and drop the impeachment article. So, quote, Trump would be distracted, even though he was not, because he's the one who actually closed the damn border to China, and then Europe was called a racist for it. I'm telling you, this stinks to high heaven. The WHO stinks to high heaven. It's a great thing that we defunded it. We need to keep defunding these deep state organizations, and we need to reopen this country so Americans can be unleashed again. And it needs to happen yesterday.
Now, but what about the second, what I call triad of attack on Texas? Russia and Saudi Arabia having a urination contest and Texas getting wet. And Texas Texas oil producers actually being targeted. Even Ted Cruz, I had to give him a standing ovation. He made the media rounds and he called it economic warfare. In my view, this is no different than if Russian ships were off the coast of Port Arthur or the Houston Ship Channel or Corpus Christi and wouldn't let tankers out of port and torpedoed them as if it's a blockade. They purposefully are targeting West Texas shale producers, endangering hundreds of thousands of jobs here in Texas, the backbone of our economy. I'm still waiting for the retaliation. I'm still waiting for the retribution. It doesn't have to be military. I'm not saying Donald Trump should be putting Tomahawk cruise missiles in Putin's lap, but there should be more sanctions. Russia doesn't make anything. The Texas economy is larger than Russia's. And what they're doing is a specific attack on us. We need payback, Angela. Oil is at $18 a barrel right now.
I agree. I'm hopefully, when the dust settles, it's a lot of moving parts in this thing. And, the number one thing we need to do is just, Abbott just needs to say, okay. We played your little game. We're reopening. This phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Just let people do what they do. Get back to work. If people get sick, stay at home. Go to the doctor. Get a test. If people feel bad, please don't go out and or wear a damn mask. I mean, where is the common sense? My God, it's so stupid. Every day I wake up and I get more pissed off about this. And I just feel like as a society, we, between the coddling of children and participation trophies and, everyone gets a medal and, your feelings. You don't F your feelings. We need to get back to work. And if you don't have common sense enough to keep your happy, sick ass at home, don't come crying to me. Don't. Have some common sense and be an adult.
I gave one step.
I
gave one step that could be taken to reopen the economy. I said, you know what? School children have to walk through metal detectors to walk into their schools all over Houston, all over the United States, whatever. If you're an employee or you're an employer, you assign one employee to be at the door, at the entrance. When your employees come in, you hit them with the thermometer gun. If their temperature is over 98.6, you send them home. If not, come on in and earn your paycheck. That's all you have to do. You can do it twice.
That's it. That's it. And they could do that at school, too. Every teacher gets zapped. The teacher has the thermometer. She zaps her kids. It's not hard.
Apparently, fever is supposed
to be...
we need... It's supposed to
It's
be
the number one thing.
a number one symptom. Hit him with the thermometer gun. If it's 99.1, hey pal, go home, chill out for a couple of days, see how you feel. You know, if you feel any better, monitor your temperature. If it drops, come on back, give us a report. Otherwise, come on in, earn your paycheck. You know, get some traffic back on Houston highways. Governor Abbott just announced today, along with his reopening plans, which is ridiculous, this whole idea that, the state parks are going to be reopened, but you can't be in any more groups than 2 and you must wear a face mask. Oh, please. But then, yes, that's part of it.
God.
That's part of it. That's part of it. And this whole retail drop-off thing, whatever. And then he announces school's out forever. I mean, what are they going to do with the senior? I guess you miss half the school year, you're still going to get your diploma. You're still going to get promoted.
What about those classes? I mean, look, elementary school is one thing for parents to teach, but what if we're talking like trigonometry and physics and things where you actually have to know things? This is outrageous. The fact that we can't even go back for a month or extend the school year into July. And then, you know what? It's so mind-numbing. It's like everybody has been taken over by the snowflakes. What happened to rugged individualism? What happened to saying, you know what? Let's be responsible adults. I love your idea of zapping people with thermometers. What happened to common sense?
One step. That's all it would take. One step. Everybody go out, get a thermometer. You zap your employees, right? And then the whole school thing, it's absolutely, what are you going to do with the children? What are you going to do as far as promoting them? I mean, it's utterly insane. It really is
madness.
You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is, Angela? I've called it before. I called climate change the ultimate revenge of the nerds. You remember the movies, Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yes.
Climate change, ultimate revenge of the nerds trying to control the quality of life of every human being on the planet. And now the doctors are getting into it. It's the ultimate revenge of the nerds. Even Abbott said, we're going to follow the doctor's instructions. President Trump, we're going to follow Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx's instruction. And they come to find out they've got conflict of interest because they've got financial interest in the making of the vaccinations.
Absolutely. I feel like Trump, there's part of me that's like, there's part of me that thinks he's the 4D chess master. And then there's the other part of me that thinks he just wants to get along with people and he wants to believe that people are not lying to him and trying to screw him over, which they all are. All of these deep state people are all trying to screw him all the time, and he needs to realize that. And there's part of me that thinks, okay, he's keeping them here for optics, but he's going to reopen things, and things are going to start to reopen the next couple weeks. And once people get out there, and it's going to start this, momentum building where it's like, okay, oh my God, you mean that we went to church and we didn't drop dead? Oh my God. You mean I went to a concert and I didn't die? Oh my God. You mean I went to Nordstrom Rack and didn't die? Oh my God. Imagine that. It just has to take the one person, the one kid to say, but he doesn't have any clothes on at all. He's completely naked, and it all will crumble. But it's going to have to take the Texan people, the American people, to stand up and say, I'm tired of this BS, and I'm not playing along anymore. Nope, not doing it. And I think more and more people, I'm so sorry to hear that is Abbott's main plan. That is just stupid on a level I can't comprehend. What should have happened?
Some of the things that are in there, some of the bullet points that are in here, this great master plan to partially reopen the Texas economy, it's laughable. I played the whole thing because I felt I was obligated as a digital media news organization focused on Texas 24/7, 365 to play the whole thing with ugly Dennis Bonnen in the background, everybody losing their dinner because, he's on screen right. I had to play the whole thing. It was an absolute audience killer, but citizens of Texas need to see what this guy is saying. He's King Gregory, can't depose him, can't defeat him, got another session with him, legislative session with him, will not call a special session to deal with this, to reopen the economy, will not call a special session to deal with the border invasion, will not call a special session to deal with Russia attacking us and driving down oil prices and endangering the backbone of our economy. And he comes out and says, yeah, we're going to reopen the state parks, but only 2 people can couple up and you got to wear face mask. I mean, he's the judgment governor.
I am not. Hear me now. I am not wearing a mask. I don't own one. You know why? Because I ain't sick and I don't have symptoms. So I'm not going to act like an idiot and walk around with that thing. I don't care. No, period, dot, the end, no. And the thing is, if all of us are like, no, we're not doing that. Are they going to arrest all of us? Are they going to fine all of us? Bring it on. This is such an overreaction to this. And it's high time people say, okay, are people drunk? It's like Sleeping Beauty pricking her finger on the weaving needle. Are we all dying? It's like if you get touched. Oh, we're dead. It's so stupid. And if we were dealing with the outrageously high models that everyone knew that were stupid from the beginning, anyone who knows, like you said, anyone who knows these people knows their love of models that don't end up ever being right about anything. Why the hell are we doing this to ourselves? We've got as a state, as a city, and I want my damn gym to reopen, my stinking little apartment gym. Just reopen. It's so outrageous, and you know that Turner and that idiot Hidalgo and the Congresswoman, they're going to say, well, Houston, we can't do anything yet because it's so diverse and we just don't know. And BS. We need to get out there. We need to develop herd immunity. We need to have some common sense. And when is the one kid again going to tell the emperor he's naked?
I've been doing it for the whole time.
Common sense.
I've been doing it the whole time. I've said from the very beginning, I said I was going to be the anti-pan-panic broadcast activist. I was going to be the anti-pan-panic talk show host. I don't listen to Rush. I don't listen to Sean. I don't listen to Laura. I don't want to be influenced by them. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't care what they're talking about. I know what I feel. I know what I see. I know that we need to be vigilant and diligent in protecting our liberties because they're under 100% assault over the sniffles. The sniffles.
Over the flu. Over the flu. And at the end of the day, that's what the numbers are going to show. Well, you'll be very happy to know that Rush Limbaugh has been very alarmed at how quickly Americans just cede their liberty to a model, to a, quote, expert.
Well, that's what climate change is.
As opposed to looking with our own eyes.
That's what climate change is. It's all based on models. You can't see me right now. I'm making the air quotes. Models, okay? Computer models, okay? Trying to destroy our quality of life. Gonna have us all, riding. We'll be living like the Amish. Is what they want.
Yeah, well, all right. My blood pressure's up now, so I need to calm myself down. I need to have some chamomile tea.
Is there any good news at all, Angela? What have you been binge watching? Because over here we've been binge watching stuff.
What have I been binge watching?
Making the Cut, Project Runway, Tiger King.
I think yes, all those. I've watched all those. The thing about Project, when Heidi and Tim left, I was like, oh, it's gonna suck. But this second season, Christian's really coming to his own. He's such a little sassy bitch, and I love him. Still not a fan of Carly Kloss, but I love Christian Siriano. He can do no wrong. But, making the cut so far, not hugely excited about it. It's like, what do you mean you're going to give $1 million to people who don't sew? Like, what? Like, the people they're putting on, they're like, oh, they're designers. They don't have to sew. It's like, the hell they don't. I could design something fabulous. I can't sew, but I can design something.
Babe, you're over in the next office. Okay, which one do you like better? Do you like Project Runway? Isn't Project Runway still better than Making the Cut?
Yeah, Project Runway is better because they do have to.
They got to work, right?
Yeah.
They have to work. And Netflix's one, Next in Fashion, was okay. But again, they're giving $1 million to these people, and they can't. Okay, so ask the wife. I think they're just stringing it out. It's going to be Esther. Esther's going to win this thing. Am I wrong?
Is Esther going to win the thing, Barbara?
Yeah, Esther's going to win.
She's going to win the thing. Is that the one that's always dressed in black?
Yeah, she's the German one.
Yeah, she's the one that dresses like a biker all the time.
Yeah, but she's good. I would wear all of her stuff. I think it's fabulous. Fabulous.
See, my problem is there isn't enough men models. That's the problem that I have with it. There's never enough men.
Well, Johnny does for men, but it's like super rocker and, Who did y'all want to win? I know Jeffrey won Project Runway, but I wanted Victoria. I loved her stuff. I thought she was great.
No.
But I was glad Jeffrey won.
Who do we?
Now we're like.
Oh, we all voted for Jeffrey?
Yeah, he's just such a great guy. I love Jeffrey. Everyone was happy that Jeffrey won.
Yeah.
But I think that Victoria I don't know. Her collection wasn't that great, but I loved her stuff through the season.
Yeah, but what was
even if it was...
We've been binge watching. So what? Now wait a minute. We watched season 16, right? That was the guy that was.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah, but there was
army brat.
But there was another guy, and no, this was a previous season, and all he ever did was menswear, and then he came to the Project Runway, and he'd never got a chance to do not one single menswear piece. Everything he had to do was women's wear, and he got to the runway show. He had all those geometric cuts and stuff. That was the year that the Asian guy won, who was the classical piano. The classical pianist.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
And then the music. He composed the music for his runway show in New York. The classical music to go with his pieces.
Really
it was stunning. Yeah.
I love the previous year's winner, Sebastian Gray. I think he's so good. I love him. He's amazing. But anyway, what else? Okay, I started a series today. I just finished up Narcos, and Narcos in Mexico, which is awesome. I started today a show that I'm actually surprised Netflix gave the green light to. It's called Caliphate. And it's about what you would expect. And, if you go to IMDb, I always do that before I start a Netflix or a Prime show because I'm like, what kind of stupid leftist propaganda are they going to shove at me?
Yeah.
In the guise of acting like that this is going to be fair and balanced.
Yeah.
But the reviews, I mean, when I see, this is racist, I'm like, ooh, yes, sir, this actually might be good. So it's actually really, really compelling. And I have a question. It's just called Caliphate. Here's something I want to know. You know how they have all the dubbing on the Swedish Netflix shows or whatever? It's amazing. It's like, how do they do it? How do they just go into the studio and they're like, okay, but how do they line up exactly what the actors are doing on screen with what the voice actors are dubbing? It's amazing. I want to see how that's done. I want to see how that sausage is made.
No.
Am I crazy or does anyone else?
No, you're not crazy. I mean, when it gets to the point where sports talk show hosts are talking about Tiger King, they have nothing to talk about. I mean, we have plenty to talk about, but we got to lighten it up on a Friday at some point. I mean, everybody's so fired up and everybody's so ticked off. I took a video, Angela, last Thursday at 9:15 in the morning on the 290 inbound. I was doing 78 in a 60. It was no traffic, zero traffic. I mean, when people get, you get fired up, you get angry because it's completely and totally unnecessary. So you got to lighten it up every once in a while. And all anybody's ever doing these days is binge watching. So we got to talk about, whatever's.
Well, I hope you and Barbara are not, like I was talking to a friend and they're like, all I'm doing is binging and drinking vodka. I'm like, you're not working out. Like, I know it sucks. Like, you have to think of different things to do, but you got to keep yourself in check, people. Don't eat and drink your way through the pandemic. Keep it under control.
Don't eat and drink your way through the panic. Yeah. Try to get a workout in some sort of way. And I'm sick of all the commercials. Every company has to now produce a commercial, a COVID-19, we're all in this together. Oh, we love you at this time, in this special time, blah, blah, blah. Buy our cereal, buy our socks, buy our eyeliner. I mean,
You know what I can't stand too? The propaganda with the little girl inside the house with a mask on, and she puts her hand on the window, and it's with the mailman, and the mailman has a mask on. It's like, oh, we'll get through this somehow, some way, even though the child probably won't ever get this virus. But let's not inject any common sense. Let's just continue to scare the world unnecessarily.
I'm sick of the commercials.
Stupid.
Everybody has to put out a COVID-19 coronavirus commercial.
Yes. We're with you. We're with you.
We're with you.
We care.
We're all in
Here's
this together.
your TP.
We're all in this together. Just open up the economy.
That's it. You want to be all in this together with us? In this stupidity.
Open the economy. Let's get some baseball. Let's get some basketball on. Let's get some Formula One.
Yes.
Come on, let's
All
go.
right.
Let's get back to normal.
I'm going to have my tea and try to calm the F down.
You do that, Angela Box, the irrepressible one. The box that rocks, Angela Box. Always a hoot. Have a good weekend, Angela.
Oh, well, what day is this? I don't even know anymore. I guess I'll talk to you on day.
Yeah.
On the day. I'll talk to you on the day. The next day.
Whatever day it is, since we don't
Whatever day.
we don't have to keep calendars anymore.
Oh, God.
We're under house arrest.
Yeah, I
Angela.
can't wait till there's traffic. I can't wait till there's traffic again.
The smell of exhaust is the
crazy.
smell of money. The smell of exhaust in Houston is the smell of money. There's no smell of exhaust.
Amen.
We need some good smog so we can go out and buy our martinis. That's what we need, Angela.
Oh, God, I miss a good martini. All right. Thanks a lot for making me think of that. But I'm drinking, I don't drink that much to begin with, but, I'm not drinking at all. So, I'm doing the old detox here.
I've been saying the whole time. Thank you, Jesus. The liquor stores are open. Our people would be putting guns to their heads.
Malt liquor, lotto, and abortion clinics. I wonder who that's targeting. I don't know. Anyway, not allowed to be logical, but
go have your green tea, Angela, and calm down.
All right.
Your
all right, I'll talk to you.
Go have your chamomile.
Talk to you and Barbara later.
Bye.
Bye.
That woman is crazy. She's 100% nutballs. That's why we have her on. She's fabulous. Another cut up is up next. The hot ticket. Tina Moody Bryan. You don't want to miss her either. I don't know what she's going to say. I'm scared.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Pastor Stephen Broden is a featured Bible teacher.
What runs interference with God's instructive word are Satan, the world, and the flesh. Out of these three comes doubt, fear, and unbelief. Doubt and fear leads to unbelief. Unbelief, more than any other sin, is targeted towards the very character and integrity of God Himself. It challenges God's promises, His stated purposes, and casts dispersion on His plan for you and all who believe. This is what Satan did in the Garden of God with Adam and Eve. Satan led them to believe God was holding back on them and was untruthful about the consequences if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Enjoy Pastor Stephen Broden, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Automobile aficionado, Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now, you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver, and I own a high-performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in the Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001. 713-467-2001. AmericasRepair.com. Or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
Here's how to use the RER app on your commute and get the latest Liberty 411. First, download the RER app on your smart device, phone or tablet, Apple or Android. Search Raging Elephants Radio in your App Store or Google Play and hit the search button on your keyboard. Connect your device to your car audio system. Do it via Bluetooth or auxiliary jack. Riding old school? Stick in some quality earbuds and enjoy the serious HD stereo. No excuses. It's here. RER app.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
I'm scared. I'm literally operating in fear because after the box that rocks, I got to bring on Tina Moody Bryan, the hot ticket, and there ain't no telling what she's gonna say. Tina.
Claver. Claver.
What?
No. Okay, Claver. Now look. Hold on. Let me get my N95 mask. Okay, check. Got that. Let me get my black gloves. Check. I got that. Hold on. Let me get I got a hemp sanitizer. Okay, it's a hemp sanitizer. Listen, Claver. I'm trying to do anything I can to have fun, and if it says hemp, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's gonna be fun. Because the hot ticket, the strongest thing I drink is by coconut water and an occasional double espresso. Okay, that's the hot ticket. That's the fun. The hot ticket. I mean, in my current status, okay, I can't eat much, and Dad dumpster can't do the hair, the nails, the toes. I can't go shopping. Claver. What? I am so tired of every single wall in my house that I just almost can't see straight anymore. Okay? Now.
You do have a lot of you have a lot of walls in your house. It's a nice size.
Yes, I got some walls. I got some walls going on, but you can only take so much. And so then when I hear that, the governor is going to come out and he's going to announce some new, openings or whatever, we're waiting on pins and needles, right, to see what we're going to be able to do. And I don't get that. What is this drive-by retail? Okay,
drive-through retail. Drive-through retail. How are you going to do drive-through retail? I mean, are you going to try the dress on in your car? If it didn't fit, you're going to throw it back through the window. Drive-through retail. What in the Jim Bowie? What in the name of Davy Crockett is drive-through retail? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Yes, drive-through, drive-by, whatever. Okay, so when Timbo gets home, I said, Timbo, riddle me this, honey. What is a drive-through, retail? And he had that look like I'm sure anybody that was watching or listening to Governor Abbott's address were shaking their heads and going, huh? What? I said, how am I going to? I'm going to call up TJ Maxx. I'm ringing him up, right? Ring, ring. Hello. Yes, my name is Tina Bryan, aka Hot Ticket, and I would like. Okay, So on aisle 6 the other day, or last year when I was in there, when we were a free people and we were able to, go back and forth, on aisle 3, now if a woman was taking the call, I would probably get a little bit closer to getting what I needed, because girls kind of know this kind of thing. But just picture this. So yes, on aisle 3, it was like the third shelf down, a little over to the left. There was a cream there that said, whatever, miraculous, wrinkles gone overnight or whatever. I would like for you to tell me, is that still there, and can you get that for me? I mean, Claver, really? None of this. None. Or let's just say I could run into Dillard's. Yeah. Okay, yes, Bob in the shoe department, please. Hello, Bob. I was wondering, do you still have that one pair that's got the leopard?
But it's supposed to be drive-through. Okay, they're gonna have to knock out some walls. You're gonna have to knock out some walls. You're gonna have to get rid of the entire perfume section. The perfume and cosmetics section is gonna have to go, because you have to create a drive-through window to be able to pick up your pajamas or your fluffy slippers.
Claver, what are they gonna do? Okay, so I'm driving in my Escalante and I'm pulling up there. Or hold on. Hold on. Put the baby in park. Let me sneak back here to the very back and let me try these pajamas on and let me see how they fit. I mean, does any of this make sense? Okay. And so then I know.
How do you do a drive-through mani-pedi? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, Claver. I mean, if it was, it's tragic. You have to laugh because there's nothing else that you can do. What in the world are they? Is insane.
Tina, I had to play the whole stupid press conference with Dennis Bonnin's ugly face in the background, and I had to play the whole thing. It was torturous. I apologize to my audience, but I have to do it. We're supposed to be like the C-SPAN of Texas. I had to do it. I mean, and the whole time Abbott is announcing this stupid stuff, he's serious. He's got this serious. He's like he is the most serious. He's like Winston Churchill in the Britain Blitz. I mean, oh my goodness, it was serious. He said he's going to open the state parks. That's a big deal, You got to open the state parks, but you can only go in pairs, and it's mandated you have to wear a face mask. My goodness. And he was serious when he was saying this stupid stuff.
He was serious. And immediately when I heard that, okay, the first thing I did was I just turned red. I mean, the hair on the back of my neck stood up again. Okay, I turned about, 50 shades of red. And I said to myself, you know what? Pass. I'll pass. Thank you very much. Can you imagine? 10 people 6 feet away, all in masks. I mean, what? And gloves too? Here, little Johnny. Here's the football. Boom. I mean, really, it is asinine. It is ridiculous. And then what really got me is that they're all kind of like slapping each other on the back. Oh, I'm so
great job.
Everybody is getting working so hard.
Great job. Yeah. $500 million.
Yeah, very good.
$500 million for unemployment. Like, what's that? $500 million in a population of 29 million people. Hey, Tina. Susan she says it's like a drive-through beer barn. She says, Claver, you stick your toes through the window.
I mean, seriously, none of it makes. Have they even thought any of this through? Okay, any of this through. I don't get it. It is absolutely asinine. And then on top of that, go ahead.
Okay, well, I want to know. I asked Angela. Okay, and I'm asking you and Timbo. Okay, everybody's binge watching. What are y'all watching?
Well, I have already been binge watched, and Tim watched some of it, but the Tiger King, okay?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know. I could not, Claver, listen, everybody said just get past the first couple, and trust me, you're going to like it. Well, because I was ready to give up. But then I went ahead, and it's like, the show is like a train wreck that you can't help but watch it, but then you're asking yourself, why am I watching this train wreck? Because part of you can't believe that it's true. When you know that the story is true on top of it, then it just kind of like sucks you in. And listen, I mean, after I finally did, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me a while to recoup after that. I mean, so I've not binge watched anything else. I did the Tiger King thing, and so now I'm open for suggestions. But Claver, I have to tell you something.
What?
You know how all these rules start changing. Like in the middle of the game, these rules about what we can do and what we can't.
Yeah.
Well, so I was in National Grocer the other day, and I had my mask on, the whole night. I'm doing it because
Well,
I am.
you have to. You have to.
So,
You have to because
yeah,
your immune system has been
Immune.
compromised. So yeah.
Right. So I get that. But anyway, so I am, you grab you're standing in line, of course, the distance and all of that. And then how they have those little stick things the little bar things that you put down to keep your groceries separate from the person in front of you, right? So I grabbed the little thing that was there, the little stick that was there, and I put it down. And I put one, I don't know what it was, dog food something. I put on the little conveyor thing, and the girl goes, wait. The girl checking me out. She goes, I'm sorry, you have to take that back out and put it in your basket. You can't put anything up here until I have completely removed every item from the person in front of you. And I looked at her like, huh? And I just kind of had that puzzled look on my face, like, what is my bag of dog food going to do to you? Or I'm serious, Claver. She goes, I'm sorry, it's a new rule, and I had my mouth open to say, what does it? And then I just said, never mind. Never mind. I don't know what they think is going to happen between my dog food and the very last item before. She can't touch it, okay, mind you, and I got to put it all. I have to put it all out there. And, of course, you bag it yourself. No, they used to put it in the bag if you had it. That's right. So now, not only do you have to bag your stuff yourself, then you have to, there's rules before even getting it out of your basket to put on the conveyor thingy. I have had it up to the top of my bald head, Claver. Up to my bald head. I have had it. I am sick of this. COVID-19 can kiss the hot tickets. You know what? I am tired of this. I can't take it anymore.
Barbara and Jasmine come home the other day, right? And so they go to a Kroger, right?
Yep.
And so the whole time they're at the Kroger, there's like this spooky voice that comes over the speaker. Please keep for the sake of all of here at Kroger, we care about our customers. Please keep your social distancing. And it had it on like every 3 minutes. This thing would come. Please keep. We love our customers. We care about your health here at Kroger. Please keep your social distancing. Please wash your hands. Please wipe your behind when you're finished.
Claver, no, I have not heard that. But I will tell you this. You know how they have the little circles? Like you go into, I know if I go into Walgreens, they've got the circles, and the circles are every 6 feet that they have put down. Yeah. Well, I see the circles, and immediately, once again, I'm seeing red, right? So you know what the hot ticket does? The hot ticket refuses to stand in the circle. I will stand beside the circle. I will stand a little bit above the circle, and I'll stand behind it, beside it. But I will not stand in that circle. I refuse to. I refuse it. Oh, I resent it. I'm so sick of this place.
Oh man! But the butcher shop you guys are okay. Butcher shop is okay, Tina.
Well, Claver, we're still, they've been bragging about all of this money, right? All of this PPP money. Well, we haven't seen it yet, and we were there on day one. Now, we've been told by our bank that, hey, you're going to get it. But Claver, we haven't got it yet. And so if we don't get that money, and I'm talking soon, I really don't know what we're going to do. I am so tired of our businesses being attacked, And listen, they can blame it on
The virus didn't do this. It was the reaction to the virus that has done this. And every one of these decisions that have been made are not affecting the people that have made them. And so honestly, we're doing the best that we can by the grace of God Almighty, and we'll see. But right now, we haven't seen a dime of that money.
And I haven't heard of anyone that has.
Nope.
I had a Stanford professor on video yesterday, and he said he's only known of one small business that's received any type of assistance. And they're already out of money. SBA is already out of money. They're already out of money. I mean, they're trying to bail out a $20 trillion GDP, a $90 trillion total economy is a stupid idea in the first place. They've already dumped $12 trillion. They're messing with the markets. I mean, it's a mess. Just let us go back to work, open the economy, let us use our own common sense. That's what I say.
You know what? Tear up that application and let us open our business tomorrow, okay? Let us do that, because I don't trust them in the first place. But I'm telling you, Claver, if they don't do something where you think that the economy is bad now, just wait, because we small businesses cannot go on like this.
Cannot. But this is the ultimate in picking winners and losers. The ultimate in picking winners and losers. The ultimate in the revenge of the nerds. You know, the climatologists and meteorologists and scientists want to take over based on climate change, and now Big Med wants to take over, and Big Pharma wants to take over the panic, the coronavirus. And we can't let them do it, Tina. Do not stand in the circle, Tina. Don't stand in the circle.
I will not. I will not stand in the circle. I will not comply. I will not. The hot ticket refuses.
Love you, Tina, and still praying for you, sweetie. Still praying for you.
Thank you. All right.
You got a big day coming up.
Yep, got a big day. It was canceled again because of this today. They canceled it. So just keep on praying. Just keep on praying.
We will, Tina. We love you.
All right. Love you too. Love Barbara, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Tina Moody Bryan, Raging Elephants Radio contributor. Supposed to be for pop culture. But everybody is so fired up over this panic thing. And then you have to ask everybody what are they binge watching? Poor Jasmine, poor Barbara, even poor Butch, having to endure my day after day of watching the two versions of World War II in color. I can't help it. It's good stuff. It's World War II stuff in color. It's fantastic. I love it. Stuff I never knew. But poor Barbara, poor Jasmine, even poor Butch. That's what I'm binge watching. Or putting in old Formula One races out of my DVD library. That's what I'm doing. Open up the economy. Get us back to making money. That's the solution. Common sense. I gave you a one step solution to reopening the economy. Everybody get a thermometer gun. All you employers, assign one employee to stand at the entrance of your business as your employees enter. Shoot them with the thermometer gun. If they're 98.6, let them go in and earn their paycheck. If they're 99.1, send them home for a couple of days. That's all we need to do. That's it. Open up the economy. Open up Texas and retaliate against Russia for attacking us. And shut down the border while we're at it too. I'm Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, the Christian politician, your ultra-conservative soul brother. My enemies under the pink dome call me the purifier, and it's actually biblical. From Houston, a shutdown Houston. May the Lord Jesus bless you. May the Lord Jesus bless the past and soon-to-be future independent, sovereign Republic of Texas.